I remember being at a pride fest, seeing the men and their kids hold signs that says God hates fags, and I looked to them and I was like, that's not who I am. And then I looked to the people around me and I was like, that's not who I am either. I have nothing. I have no identity. I was kind of confused and lost and trying to figure out where I was in my life. I was living in a homosexual lifestyle, even though I grew up in the church. I grew up going to Christian school, and it just led me to confusion, and I pushed God out and said that sin is better than who you are. And I was deceived into thinking that sin was better and that my pleasures would satisfy my soul, and that is completely untrue. I had nothing. It was a breakup, and it was terrible relationships, and it was pride that had to be crushed. I found myself through years of wandering and thinking that pleasure would satisfy me. It led me to coming back to church. What I found in the Bible and through reading it cover to cover over and over every morning, every day, is what I was looking for. I was looking for a sustainer. I was looking for someone to be my friend and not reject me, to show me that I was valuable and I was worth his time. And the Bible will do that for you. It will show you who God is and who he's made you to be. I realized that I was an enemy with God before Christ, and now I am a friend of God's. It was like a veil was removed, and I knew who I was, and I knew who Christ was, and I knew that Jesus loved me and he called me by name. And since then, I have read the Bible cover to cover. I'm going on my 5th time. I sit and I think to myself, wow, I can read the Bible and think deep thoughts about Jesus Christ, when before I had turned my mind off and I had turned my senses off so I wouldn't have to feel and I wouldn't have to think, because I knew that something was separating me from the love of Christ, and that was my sin. I never want to be a slave to sin anymore. I'm a slave to righteousness. God gave me a new identity and something that was actually sustainable and something that actually gave life and produced life and showed me that my feelings shouldn't have to dictate who I am. He said, no, you're a new creation. You can live by my word and you can die by my word, and you will have new life and you will be changed and be made whole, and you can be free from being a slave to sin and a slave to who you thought that you were or who you didn't think that you were. Christ has given me a hope and a future, and his word says it, and he's coming and he's gonna overcome all of sin and death, and we're gonna be able to reign with him forever. And I only know that because I read it in his word every day.